What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
Ooh, boy, you see these jerseys? These black mambas? Shout out to Anthony Davis. The brown. He about that. He like that. He that dude. He has moved back into the top five because we had moved him out. He was playing like a bum, but now he's back in the top five. Anthony Davis. Woo!
What a game. It was a crazy game that happened last night, or I should say a couple days ago, because they got game 3 tonight. But Anthony Davis, man, has been the highlight of this series. Oh, and on top of that, the Nuggets, I did get your 10 pieces. I do got the 20 pieces. I will be eating them throughout the show. But the Nuggets, maybe like these 20 pieces, could be going down real quick, fast, and in a hurry. How do you feel about this series now? Reasons with the Nuggets going down 2-0 and Anthony Davis playing lights out. And let's just go into game 2. How do you feel about game 2 in general?
I mean, the Nuggets moved on to boneless wings. So I just ate a boneless wing for them. But after we get rid of them, they're going to be back to the regular there you go. They're going to be back to regular Nuggets. You feel after they beat the Clippers, they was boneless wings. But after we get rid of these boys, they're going to be some Nuggets. I felt game 2 was predictable. It was predictable for as far as the Lakers came out, did what they were going to do. But the Nuggets is a good team. They not going to go nowhere. They not going to stop fighting. They not going to quit. They going to keep hanging around. And the Lakers almost gave that game away by being foolish in the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter is when you look to your stars. LeBron did not have a good fourth quarter at all. I believe he was 1 for 6 in the fourth quarter. Couple of turnovers, 0 from 4 from the 3-point line. We had because me and you was texting throughout the game because we was in constant communication. Lakers go up 8 with like 2.5 minutes to go, and I'm like and I was telling the wife while we watching the game when the Nuggets scored, I said the Lakers better get a bucket, and they didn't. Then I said the Lakers better get a bucket, and they didn't. The next thing you know, they lose it, and then rest is history. AD catches that and goes up and drains that thing, and Lakers up 2-0. They survived. Mm-hmm. The Lakers survived. Mm-hmm. The Lakers survived. So that's just kind of my take. The only other thing I had a problem with is I feel like when the Nuggets got the ball, when Jokic scored his bucket, Dwight should have been in the game. I know AD is your defensive guy, but I feel like Dwight played Jokic the best all in both games. And he just gives Jokic some kind of problem. And I think in that particular moment, because they not about to run no screen and roll. They wasn't going to do that. And if they did, Dwight just switched, and then we looked at the results of Murray, hitting a contested jump shot. You put Dwight on Jokic, and I think that enhances your defensive ability to stop that play because Jokic just moved AD, got to a spot, and it was a bucket. So that's kind of my take on game 2. What about you, bro?
Those are very, very valid takes. The Lakers, like you said, they almost allowed the Denver Nuggets to steal a game. That game, they was up by 16, and it just nobody could hit a shot. And you can see Denver making that run, that countless run you see in them, accustomed them doing against the Clippers, against the Utah Jazz, and you kind of had a feeling. Everything was going right for Denver. Everything was going extremely right for them. I mean, the Joker hit a ball in to take the lead, just to tip it like a little fader, like He didn't even put the whole hand on the ball. He just said, we got the bucket. You can almost see the momentum shifting and changing. And the Lakers was very, like, I wouldn't say they panicked. I would just say they was very sporadic. Like the plays, the ball movement just didn't have no flow, just didn't have no rhythm. And then I even text you when my man Vogel said, hey, we're going to win this game by swaggy offense. I said, is this what we doing in the NBA? That's what we saying in the huddles, huh? We're going to win games with swaggy offense. And then the guy who saved the Lakers day, the guy who put the Lakers on his back in his press conference or post-press conference, couldn't have said it any better. Couldn't have said it any better. I live for moments for shots like that, and I wanted to win this game. I wanted to put the team on my back.
I love it.
I wanted to put the team on my back and live with me taking that shot. And here's my thing with LeBron, and I know people are like, well, LeBron was definitely not going to take that shot. Here's my thing. I want to give LeBron some credit because, look, if you know you're struggling in the fourth quarter, right, you know you're not having the best of fourth quarters. A lot of people play this hero ball, right? We play this. It takes a real dude to say, you know what? It ain't me today. AD's going because the Lakers did not score in the last 2 minutes. AD scored their last buckets in the last 2 minutes of that game. And so as a player, you have to really take your pride away and say, look, I don't got it right now. And I'm going to give it to the man who's hit our last couple shots. And they said the play was designed for LeBron, but it didn't look like it was designed for LeBron. It looked like it was designed for AD the whole way. Him and Rondo made eye contact, and they gave that thing to him, and Kobe was in the building. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that shot wasn't an easy shot. You can tell. Kobe said, oh, hell no. Hell no. Y'all not going to put on my jerseys and embarrass me. So I'm going to give you a little bit of sprinkle, because the shot wasn't an easy shot. The man caught it off the moving shot, hit leaning back, and hit nothing but net.
Nylon.
AD is great, but I know Kobe was in the building. He was the sixth man for the Lakers. He said, nah, y'all can lose game 3. But y'all not losing this game with jerseys that y'all rocking for me. That ain't happening. But I definitely want to give credit to AD because he didn't have the best of games, but he played in great moments and critical moments of the game. LeBron got him going, and then he kind of faded away. He came out blazing. He had 22 points in the first half, blazing. And then he just took a back seat, maybe thinking like this game is going to be easy. And it's not easy to just turn it back on when you take your foot off the gas. You got to keep it going. And I saw the Lakers kind of, we should be all right. And then it started getting like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. And it gave the Nuggets life. Now, here's my thing, Reasons. What do you think about the Lakers giving the Nuggets life? Because the Nuggets in their head, do you think they feel like they have a chance now, or they have the confidence to be like, we can beat these guys. We almost beat these guys. If it wasn't for that shot by AD, we would have won that game. Or you think their confidence is crushed like, damn, like everything we tried, we did everything right, and they still got AD. They got AD. What are we going to do about AD? What are your thoughts on that, man?
I think it's honestly a combination of both. I think when we really look at the game, you look at the stat total, the Lakers allowed the Nuggets to get back in it by all them damn turnovers. But the Nuggets had hella turnovers too. So when you look at the game, it wasn't a well-played game by neither team. It was, relative to what we used to see in the NBA, it was a very low-scoring game. Both teams barely cracked 100. It's just Jokic made plays down the stretch. AD made plays down the stretch. PJ Dozier came in and gave them a spark. I think they should have probably went back to Michael Porter because he was pretty good throughout the course of the game too. I just think when you look at it, the Lakers played one of their worst second halves. And the Nuggets didn't play like a great second half, but that was, a good second half for them. And I just think that overall, the Lakers are still filling the driver's seat just because they are the better team. Nuggets really, like you said, Nuggets really don't have an answer for AD. The Lakers really don't have a super answer for Jokic, but Dwight Howard, man, listen, we got to give a shout out to Dwight Howard, man. That man is really showing a veteran presence. Like the things he's doing as a vet, the little things by just getting underneath the skin. He's able to switch and move back on pick and roll defense. He's doing things that the box score is not really telling you, but the things he's doing, man, as a vet has to be commended. Man, it has to be commended. And Dwight Howard is really earning the respect of Laker Nation all over again. Because just about what he's doing, he's bullying. Because Reggie Miller said it. The Lakers are really just out there trying to bully the Nuggets. And if the Nuggets don't come back and try to match that intensity that the Lakers are playing with right now, this is going to be over a lot sooner than what some people have predicted. And, that's just kind of where I am with it.
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's a little bit of both. I think if I'm the Nuggets, I know we could have won that game, especially from the free throw line. They missed a lot of key free throws down the stretch that could have gave them the lead and could have stretched that lead out even further. And so I think if I'm the Nuggets, we got to stop AD, okay? We can live with LeBron, but we can't let AD cook. We got to do what we can, get the ball out that man's hands. He's shown these last two games he can beat us. Let LeBron James and the other Lakers beat us. Do not let Anthony Davis beat us no more. And I think if they take that approach, they can have a legitimate chance. But allowing AD to do what he does, or do what he did in these past two games it's going to be challenging. It's going to be challenging to win if you're going to let that man continue to work like that. I'm saying double him crazy, triple team the man, make everybody else beat you besides Anthony Davis. We get it. He's a specimen. He can beat us. We know that. He done it twice. Put up 40, then he hit a game winner. He done it twice, all right? I don't want that man to touch the ball. Every time he touch it, I can care less if LeBron James shooting it, Rondo shooting it, Kuzma Green, I don't care. Anthony Davis, he better not be a factor in game 3 if y'all want to have a chance, Nuggets, because if y'all allow that man to get to his spots, do what he do, you're going to be going home easy, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And they just need more. They need more. But hopefully it gives them some confidence. I think they got a little bit of boost to be like, yeah, we can beat these dudes. The one for that shot, we won. You know what I'm saying? That can be the case. Or it can be like, God damn, what do we got to do? Like, everything worked in our favor and we still lost. With the Clippers, everything worked in our favor and we won. So it just depends mentally how they're going to come back. But they're going to fight. They've been down before. They've been down 3-1 twice. The only team in the NBA to ever win 2 3-1 series in the same season. So they're capable of coming back. Now the Lakers just can't allow themselves to fall down to history. But we never know. You never know with these games. Speaking of 2-1 or 2-0 or game 3 series, or you know what I'm trying to say. Let's shift the culture to the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat. Game 3, the Boston Celtics look like the best team on that court. But even with that being said, Boston almost found a way to lose the game again. How do you feel about this series with Miami and the Boston Celtics?
The old saying goes, the best team usually wins a 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the old saying is. And Boston, kind of like what the Clippers did, have been up in all these games and has found ways to squander games 1 and 2 and then hold on for dear life in game 3. I think the underlying story in this Boston series is the Celtics getting Gordon Hayward back. Having Gordon Hayward back allowed them to be able to pick apart that zone defense that Miami's been hitting them with a tad bit better because Gordon Hayward is a little bit better of a playmaker in certain situations. So Gordon Hayward came back. His box score numbers don't look the greatest, but his presence on the court allowed for them to do different things against the zone. It's a play that I had a chance to watch on the internet of somebody breaking down what the Celtics did, and they ran like a perfect, precise zone defense killer, which got them a bucket. So I'm expecting to see a lot more of that heading into game 4 on Wednesday. But this is a must-win game for Boston. Game 2 was a must-win. This is definitely a must-win because I just don't see the Heat blowing a 3-1 lead. It can happen because we've seen it, but I don't see the Heat blowing a 3-1 lead. Boston has to do a better job of closing games. They struggle with closing game against Toronto, and they're struggling to close games now. And you don't want to get into this habit of struggling closing games because it's going to come back to haunt you and cost you like it did in games 1 and 2. And you definitely don't want to be having that kind of thing if you expect to advance to the finals. And, not closing games in the finals can be a real detriment to your team's success.
Oh, this is rough. I just want to it's rough. Woo! You said it better than I can say it right now. Boston is the better team in my opinion. But I feel like Miami has grit that is not allowing them to give up. Both games, in all games, they've been losing all throughout the game. And they find a way to put on runs. Just in game 3, they couldn't hit shots. They just couldn't hit them. They wouldn't fall. Robinson had a chance to make it a 4-point game, missed the free throw. They missed 3-pointers when they needed them the most. And that's what's been the deciding factor of the series is this. If Miami catch fire, they beat you. And they come back and they win games and they end up going. I don't want to say this because people can take it totally left. But I think they're more like a off-brand Warriors where they got a lot of shooters. You know how with the Warriors, you can have a 20-point lead and a 15-point lead, and it goes – you be like, damn, what happened? How they losing now? You know what I'm saying? They're not at that peak. I don't want to just go out there and say that, but they have the capability to do that. They have
what about a more of a tougher-minded Houston?
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Just more strong-minded than Houston. Because like how Houston was.
Got more shooters than Houston. Houston don't have that many shooters.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, but they can, Houston can make a lead disappear.
Right.
With their shooting ability. But as you said, Miami has more shooters that just have that it in them.
Right.
Heroes, the Duncans, Jimmy, Crowder, Iggy. They got a lot of more guys that has that in them. So go ahead and continue.
And they're not scared. Put it that way. They're not scared, and they're not scared of the moment. Based off of the performances that I see, they never look at a game and be like, damn, we're getting ran, it's over. Let's back it up. No, they keep fighting until it's 0-0-0. Yeah. And so I think what Boston has to do with getting Hayward back is continue to play Boston-style basketball. Ball movement, great defense, and finding the open man. When you get into this one-on-one basketball, it just always results in losing or giving up leads. When y'all going up and y'all winning is when y'all moving the ball, penetrating, kick, dish, creating that flow. But when y'all stagnant, y'all letting somebody like Tatum or Kimba try to ISO you, Yeah, it may work every once in a while, but that's not sufficient basketball to the degree of being successful. We've seen it with the Rockets. We've seen it with a lot of teams already that if you play ISO ball, it usually gets you in trouble. You got to find some movement. You got to find some flow. You got to get some motions going just to create that imbalance on the defense. And they've been able to do that, but they haven't been able to sustain that. So maybe Hayward can be that sustainability to make sure. And it also provides them to lower and smaller their rotation, right? To simplify their rotation where now they can always have a solid all-star or superstar in the making on the court. You get what I'm saying? Whereas when Hayward was off, you had, Kimba, Tatum, and Brown. You know what I'm saying? Smart is a solid. He's a role player. He's a heart of the team. But now you got more times where they can get a little bit more rest. They can feel a little bit more refreshed where they're not playing more of the game, more long minutes in the game, and they can get that refresher so you can have legs in the fourth quarter. As you saw, they was looking fresh, but it's still, again, I can't repeat this enough. They got to figure out a way to keep the lead and just, be okay with, holding a lead and not giving up a lead, because they almost did it again. History almost repeated itself, and they almost did it again. But shout out to Miami for having the heart, because a lot of teams would have folded. I'm not even going to cap. And for them to have that grit and that tenacity to, I don't care if we down by 40, we still giving it to y'all like we down by 2. You know what I'm saying? Or we winning. And so I definitely want to give Spoelstra, I think I said it wrong, but Spoelstra, I want to give him his credit because he has that defensive toughness mentality where they're like, yo, we going to keep fighting, man, and they never give up. So Boston got a series on their hands. This is a big game for it. They're going to be playing tomorrow, but this is a big game for them, and they got to even this series if they want a chance to win, because if Miami get that 3-1 lead, it's going to be hard to beat that team.
Yeah, man, it's like you said, it's a lot for Boston to overcome in a 3-1 deficit to a team that they can almost, if you look at it, they could be up 3-0 too. So, it's an interesting series. It's a battle of styles with Miami and Boston. But it's good, man. It's good basketball. There's a lot of good things going on. And, again, I need Boston to win so we can have the Lakers-Celtics finals. Okay? That's what I need. Need Boston to win so we have the Lakers-Celtics finals. If the Heat do win, I wouldn't mind a Lakers-Heat finals, because then LeBron can beat his former team and all that good stuff. But to let the record straight, I was thinking about this today. LeBron James has a chance to have a perfect final records with a Laker jersey on. You feel me? I think he 1-4 as a Cavalier, and he 2-2 as a Heat. He has a chance to be 1-0 as a Laker, babe. You could be undefeated as a Laker, man, and earn your stripes. You could be 1-0 as a Laker, undefeated. Because just think about it. Even if he never goes back, he can always say he never lost a final as a Laker. And that's pretty good to have on your resume. And I get your jersey. So, I got to get a LeBron jersey, and then I need AD to resign so I can get an AD jersey. Can't just going to be buying an AD jersey and he mess around and go to Chicago. So.
That was rough.
You good over there, bro?
Yeah, but I'm a man of my word.
Yeah.
Just so y'all think I'm capping, I didn't want to do it, but it's gonna hurt tomorrow or later today.
Or today.
Yeah, but we did it. We did it. That was one of those decisions you're gonna regret later. I already know. My stomach hurts. It's bad. On that note, we will see if the Lakers are able to take a 3-0 lead or the Nuggets are going to get one game tonight. I think the Lakers do win tonight. I mean, I think the Nuggets win tonight. I just got a feeling that the league don't want it's just the Boston haven't played for like 2 days to catch up the series. So I think they're going to end simultaneously together. Don't mark my words. I think they're going to end around the same time. Just put it that way. So don't be surprised if the Nuggets win today. And I think what's going to determine how long each series go could be the Boston and the Miami series. If it goes 3-1, then they may get it out of there. You know what I mean? If it goes 2-2, you know, we'll see.
Listen, Lakers better not let this series get interesting. They better not. I mean, they the better team and they can win it, but they better not let this series get interesting. Because I'm watching the Lakers, and every time LeBron and AD fall, I get nervous.
Oh yeah, I was talking about it yesterday. I said, dang, I don't know how many times I done seen at least AD fall on the ground. I've seen LeBron fall, but AD was on the ground about 30 times yesterday. Like, bro, are you 7 foot? Are you 6'11"? Why you so clumsy?
And it's only them two. Anybody else can fall, I'll be like, oh, we got a replacement. No, we'll figure that out. Anytime those two fall, my heart stops. Every time. Like Paul Millsap kind of rolled up under AD. I'm like, oh, that's a knee. But he got up. I'm like, LeBron went up for that layup, and then he kind of fell. I'm like, oh, my God, that's a foot. And we got up. Jesus God. Like, so every time, man, it's like I watch the game just knowing, like, we can't afford no injuries. Nobody can.
No,
I mean, nobody can. And I don't need my team to get like this. Like, if the Lakers so happen not to win, I needed them to be fully healthy. Instead of just being looking at like, man, if he would have been healthy or if he would have, you know, like, I don't want that what if in my heart. I'd rather them win fully healthy and also beat a fully healthy team versus either losing fully healthy or beating a non-fully healthy team. Because I don't want no excuses. I don't want no excuses from nobody. I want everybody to be as healthy as possible. And, you know, that's just what I just preach health to the last 4 remaining teams.
Speaking of healthy, we're going to get into it on Thursday. There's a lot of big injuries going on in the NFL. And we got to definitely talk about my Falcons. And y'all going to see it on Thursday. A different bank. But not today. I had to honor my bet. I lost. The Nuggets end up winning against the Clippers, so I had to eat my 20-piece. I'm not eating a 20-piece ever again. Not in a long time. I'll tell you that. But anything you want to say before we get up out of here? Reasons?
No, man. Just make sure y'all hit y'all dirty bird when y'all get the chance.
On that note, we're about to get up out of here. Make sure y'all be safe, stay blessed. Always remember to talk that talk, and most importantly, don't eat a 20-piece. Hey, dude! We out of here, man. Peace.